Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Will we see Winter Storm Harold soon? Well, we're going to talk about that today as we have this Christmas snowstorm that we have to talk about that'll roll through the country this week. And it's a tricky one to forecast because there's this cold air plunge right behind it that could have some areas in the south seeing snow, some areas in the Great Lakes region and the Ohio River Valley seeing snow, and some areas in the interior northeast seeing snow. But that is all based on that cold air getting pulled into the storm system. So if that doesn't happen, you're seeing rain. And most of the snow that fell in the northeast will melt because of this storm, which is kind of sad, but can't control the weather. So let's get into it, but first, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. It'll really help me out a lot. So let's get right into it. So I'm on the Weather Channel page, and we have this newest headline: Christmas week storm could bring heavy rain to the east, followed by a cold plunge. And boy, is that right. So we have, at a glance here, a strong cold front will move across the central and eastern states from Wednesday into Christmas Day. Heavy rain and gusty winds could accompany the storm system in the east, definitely. Much cold air will follow immediately after the front passes through. Yeah, and this will be a quicker polar plunge than we usually see because you have two warmer air masses on each side, and at that point, you know, you're going to see a small but brutal cold snap, and then it'll warm back up again. So that's just how this year's been going. But you can see here, this is the Christmas week storm. We have this low pressure in Canada that'll have brought snow to areas of the northern plains, the Rockies, and then as it moves into the east, you have a warm air from the Gulf and the Atlantic bringing in heavy rain and maybe even some thunderstorms to parts of the actually the entire East Coast. Then behind it, behind this cold front, you have a chance for some heavy snow as well. Just indicative of how powerful this storm is and how powerful that cold plunge really will be. But that snowfall is really dependent on timing, because if you're not seeing precipitation after that cold front, you're not going to see snow. And we're going to go over that because the NAM 3-kilometer model is kind of hinting at that. So let's just move into forecast. Wednesday, increasing moisture along the front could allow rain to develop in parts of the Great Lakes southward to the northern Gulf. A few strong thunderstorms, right? Snow and possible blizzard conditions in the plains, and that might be another reason why this thing gets named. Christmas Eve, and this is where most of your snow melts, northeast. I'm sorry about that, but this storm will snub you of a white Christmas, at least according to what we're seeing right now, and then bring you some snow during the day on Christmas or the day after Christmas, depending on the timing. But you can see here on Christmas Eve, you have areas in parts of the Ohio River Valley, the Tennessee River Valley, and the Great Lakes getting some snow. Now, I think this purple area, it's not a mix. I think the mix will be a much smaller margin than that, just because of how cold things are going to get super quickly. I think this is just an area of uncertainty, mostly. But Christmas Day, you can see this thing moves into the northeast, and you can see that area of uncertainty into the northeast. You could see snow in these spots, you could see freezing rain in these spots, you could see sleet in these spots, you could see just rain in these spots. But areas like Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia is right on the line there, Buffalo, Syracuse could see some snow on Christmas Day. Plunging temperatures, yeah, this is huge. Minneapolis, on Tuesday you're 41, on Christmas Eve you are 10. This is high temperatures, not low temperatures. The low temperatures are even worse, believe it or not. Chicago, you are 44 on Monday, 49 on Wednesday, and the following day you're 21 degrees for a high. Nashville, you are 58 degrees on Wednesday, 40 on Thursday. Atlanta, you are 53 degrees on Thursday, 38 degrees on Friday. And Pittsburgh, you are 44 degrees on Thursday, 20 degrees on Friday. That just shows you how brutal and how quick this cold front is going to move through, bring in that polar air, and you're going to have to bundle up with a few extra layers on your Christmas this year, and in some spots, this cold could last through into the new year. So, maybe not the way that you wanted to start 2021, but hey, it's winter. What are you going to do? Now, let's go to the NAM 3-kilometer model. So, right now, this is the current view. Let's actually go to the time that you're watching this video, which is 5 a.m. So you can see a coastal system trying to form here in the East Coast, but you also have this Clipper system in Minnesota, and this next system moving on to the West Coast. Now, this is the system that we're talking about. So as this thing moves on to the coast, you can see heavy snow in parts of the upper elevations. Areas like Seattle, you're going to be seeing pretty much heavy rain. Then you have the coastal system kind of still a jumbly mess, and that Clipper system kind of just hanging on there. That kind of tries to break apart here. Low pressure forms, it's on the coast. You can see most of that cold front's on the coast here. Then, behind it, you can already see this thing is powerful. Heavy snowfall in parts of the Cascades. That low pressure forms in the east. You can see maybe some snow in Maine. Some snow showers in parts of the northeast because of that Clipper system moving through. I think some of the major cities could see a few flakes fly, but, you know, no major snowfall totals there. But as this thing moves onto the coast, you can see it starts to stay more toward Canada, but the Rockies could see some significant snow. Now, this low pressure moves south, already 993 millibars, which is decently strong, and it's strengthening. That low pressure is, those millibars are going down, that means that it's strengthening. You can see those isobars are getting a little bit closely knit together. That means that the winds are high, and you can already see it's drawing up warm, moist air from the Gulf, bringing down polar air from Canada. Now, as we continue to see the system go through, those isobars get even closer into parts of North Dakota and Minnesota, and it's already drawing up some air from the Gulf that is turning into rain. Now, those isobars are really close together. That means some pretty strong winds here in parts of North Dakota and Minnesota. Low pressures in the central part of Minnesota right now, and you have that front forming. Front's right about here. Okay, so you can see blizzard conditions, probably most of the areas over here. Now let's move on into the 12-kilometer model, where we're just going to click through here. That low pressure kind of weakens a little bit and moves into Canada, but now you're starting to see that wraparound snow here in Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, as well as that thunderstorm risk in the south from West Virginia all the way down, even getting close into Mexico. Now, this is what the NAM says, and the NAM says that so far we have total positive snow depth change. It is showing a decent 3 to 5 inches in parts of Minnesota, but really not yet. We're probably going to have to wait a day or two to get some precise snow totals here in the East Coast, or the eastern part of the United States in general. I think this thing will definitely hammer parts of Ontario, definitely. But it'll also hammer parts of the west coast of Canada, as well as the high elevations of both Canada and the US. Now, let's move on to the global models. So you can see, we're going to go back a model run here, just so we can have the full picture. You can see that low pressure moves onto the coast. We're just going to wait for this to load real quick. Low pressure moves on, and it starts to pull up that cold front right there. Boom. Snow begins to fall, And the GFS has this thing kind of splitting down the middle. Now that'll bring some very heavy snowfall to the places that are just getting over that cold front, getting that cold air and getting that snow. Then this other low pressure forms. This is even more interesting. So then you get even more cold air pulled down, and that brings in even more cold air to the northeast. So definitely something that we got to continue to watch, and how that'll set up future systems, because this could, you know, bring some nor'easters in and possibly bring some more snow to the northeast, albeit maybe a little less significant snowfall, just because that storm system will lock up a little bit more cold air into the country. But just some food for thought there. Let's just go here. First, let's go to snow depth. And let's go to your Christmas. Alright, so we're just going to go through here. You can see this is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Most of that snowfall has now been melted away, and new snow is now in the picture here. I think parts of, probably mostly in New York, we'll see the heaviest snow totals, probably 6 to 12 inches there. But you can see the GFS is forecasting in this area to see some snow. Out of the major cities, DC, Baltimore have the best chances of seeing snow. Usually with systems that aren't impacting all of the cities, Boston has the best chance, but no. DC and Baltimore have the best chances. Now let's go to the European. And the European is kind of taking a little bit different of a route. Keeps some of that snow there for Christmas, but it melts away on Christmas. Then you can see it has that snow a little bit further to the west. So DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, and Boston all are getting nothing. But Cleveland, you could see a few inches. Pittsburgh, a few inches. You know, Buffalo probably gets the most here with probably like 6-7 inches of snow. But we gotta see if this thing gets named, because it's really not going to affect many major areas. Usually we see areas like Minneapolis, Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, if they get under a winter storm warning, maybe. But we gotta see if it passes that 2 million threshold, or if we see blizzard conditions, that'll definitely have this thing being named. So we gotta watch for this system and see how it develops. But that's all the information I have for now. Yeah, so that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.